I am Claude Everett Bowen. My official title is Reverend Elder Claude Everett Bowen. Most people call me Elder, and many people in Thrive call me Overborn. I answer to them all. My role in Thrive is I facilitate Headspace. I'm a participant in Mature Men of Color, which is now the Silver Lining Project, and I'm a co-author of the program that's just been funded. I do this work at first for selfish reasons. I did it because my best friend isolated himself and made transition alone, and that hurt. I did not, as most of my community, connect to HIV as a effect in our community. As a matter of fact, the term HIV wasn't used, it was all AIDS. Everything was AIDS. And a young friend, Wilbur, took his own life because of HIV, and that shook me up. But when Robert made transition, I was devastated. His transition really hurt, but what hurt the most was the fact that he isolated, and I wasn't at my friend's side to hold his hand, to hold his head, to talk to him, feed him, change his diapers if necessary. Whatever it was, I wasn't there. But I wasn't there because I wasn't allowed to be there. Stigma made him hide. And I swore that no one would ever, if I could help it, go through that process alone. So I began to volunteer for the Minority Age Project. I volunteered, and I got so involved that I quit the post office. I went to work full time. We didn't know then what we know now, and we were just doing the work. And most of us burn out. I burned out because nobody could see the signs. I didn't see the sign. I suffered, and my relationship suffered. And I left California and moved here to Atlanta. I was just tired and hurting from the end of my relationship. I isolated myself, not because of the HIV. That was devastating in itself. Getting the results over the phone call just wore me out. But there were no protocols then, but that's another story. But I do the work because the community needs it, and I didn't want to see anybody else suffer. Thrive helped change my outlook on helping my community. I was going to a group of mature men that were just not, I wasn't connecting. It wasn't doing for me what I needed to do. I wasn't doing what I needed to do. And I was invited to Brother Speak. I went to Brother Speak. I enjoyed the conversation. It was invigorating. It was different. And Larry Walker and the other brothers were very receiving. I felt like I was a part of something, but I only went every now and then. Then I was invited to the Thanksgiving community food fest meal. I want to call it a food fest, but it was a meal. And I was a little bit terrified because I didn't know anybody, and the people that I didn't know that well. And two brothers, and I've said it before, and I'll probably say it to the day I leave this planet, Jerome Hoskins and Dwayne Bridges, found me. Out of a crowd of all those people, they found me, made me feel welcome, brought me into the fold. And Dwayne Bridges, throughout the evening, kept coming around, "You okay? You enjoy yourself? Do you need anything?" To the point that I was intimidated, and I was saying to myself, I wish he would leave me alone. And then it clicked. These people care about each other. This is truly a family and brotherhood. So I began to go more often, find out what they needed, do things with the group. But I was careful. I set my boundaries because I didn't want to burn out ever again. But I also didn't want to pass up the opportunity that was before me. Here it was. These guys were doing something different, and they were doing it because they cared. I needed to be a part of that. I wanted to be a part of that. And when I looked at transforming resentments into victories and victories everlasting, that's a powerful statement. And it was powerful because I lived with resentments. I lived under the umbrella of resentments. And here it was a group that was saying that they are doing nonprofit differently, and you hear it. But I actually saw them doing a great work because they did care. They were doing it without a budget and very limited funds. I needed to be a part of that because connecting to that, I was allowed to plug in, help my community, and be who I am based on who I say I am in the comfort of other people that accept what I present. That's what thrive means to me. And in this community, I believe we thrive because thrive is.